If you're 55 or older and thinking about downsizing, there are 5 mistakes I see homeowners make over and over, and the third one alone can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. By the end, I'll show you the free guide that helps you avoid all 5 mistakes. Before we get into the mistakes, I put together a free downsizing guide specifically for San Antonio homeowners 55 and up, walking you through the whole process without being overwhelmed. Grab it free at bit.ly/SA downsizing guide. I'll bring it up again at the end of this video. Mistake number 1, pricing the home based on what it means to you instead of what today's buyer pool for that size and style will actually pay. Sentimental value doesn't show up on an appraisal, and I say that gently because I understand exactly why it's hard to separate the two after 20 or 30 years in the same home. I've sat across the table from sellers who genuinely believed their home was worth $30,000 or $40,000 more simply because of everything that happened inside it. And that feeling is completely valid. It just isn't something a buyer can price in. Mistake number 2, waiting until right before the listing to start decluttering. It becomes rushed, stressful, and it shows in how the home presents. Starting months ahead changes everything, not just for how the home shows, but for how manageable the whole process feels emotionally, because you're not sorting through 40 years of belongings in a single overwhelming weekend. I generally recommend starting this process a full 90 days before you even think about listing your home. Mistake number 3, the expensive one, not running the full proceeds math before deciding. Closing costs, moving costs, and community fees on the new place can eat into equity in ways people don't expect until it's too late to plan around it. I've seen homeowners assume they'd get $200,000 net and discover after closing that the costs of moving expenses and a community entrance fee and the real number was closer to $180,000. That's not a small rounding error. That's a difference that can change which community is actually affordable. Mistakes 4 and 5, plus a full worksheet for comparing your net proceeds, are exactly what's inside my free downsizing guide. Mistake number 4, underestimating the emotional timeline. Leaving a home you've lived in for decades takes longer to process than people expect, and rushing it leads to decisions you regret, rushed decisions about what to keep, what to sell, and sometimes even which community to move into. Give yourself permission to take the time this actually requires, not the timeline someone else thinks you should be on. Mistake number 5, not looping in adult children or family early enough, which creates last-minute conflict right when you need the most support. The families who navigate this most smoothly are the ones who have the conversation early, even if it's uncomfortable, rather than announcing a decision that's already been made. And if you're already on the market and it's not moving the way you expected, that's actually a different conversation, one I cover in a separate free resource called The Seller's Advantage, which walks through exactly why listings stall and what to do about it, downsizing or otherwise. One more thing worth planning for. The community you're moving into matters just as much as the home you're selling. Whether that's a 55-plus lifestyle community, an independent living community, or just a smaller single-family home closer to your family, each option has a completely different fee structure and level of long-term commitment. Understanding that up front prevents a second move a few years later because the first choice didn't actually fit. This is exactly why I use the mission-driven strategy with downsizing clients. It's a step-by-step way to move at your own pace without leaving money on the table. What that means to you is less stress and a clearer path from decision to moving day. One client of mine, Louise, said it better than I could. That I walked her through the entire process, made sure she understood everything involved, and that my patience and persistence made sure she felt taken care of the whole way through. That's exactly the pace I try to set for every downsizing client. Not the pace that's easiest for me, the pace that actually works for you. If you're 55 or older and thinking about downsizing here in San Antonio, grab the free downsizing guide at bit.ly/SA downsizing guide. It walks you through avoiding all 5 of these mistakes. I'm Art Meister, and remember, who you work with matters. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.